by George, the healthy cooking show showing you healthy can be delicious. And on today's show, I'll be demonstrating how to make a very easy pizza. Are you one of those people out there that orders your own pizza and never tried to make one on your own? Well, I'm going to show you a very easy, no mess method of making your own personal pizza with vegetables using a bread maker machine, something we haven't used before on Eat Right by George. But one of the reasons that I love the bread making machine is that it's no mess. There's no kneading. All the ingredients are mixed right in here in a little bowl that has a little paddle inside of it. Very simple and easy. And everything is mixed and kneaded inside the bread machine. It takes about an hour. And there's no mess. You don't have to clean up anything. Your hands don't get dirty. I know a lot of people out there, when they hear that they have to make their own pizza dough, they wonder, is it going to be too much, too hard? Will the pizza dough come out right? They always worry because there is a lot of chemistry involved in making pizza doughs. And I bet you didn't know that the reason why people that make pizza fill the dough up in the air is that it helps the dough to retain moisture and improves the crust of the pizza dough. That's right. So when you see people throwing the pizza dough up in the air, it's not because they want to have fun with the pizza dough. There might be one reason, but it's because it helps to retain moisture and it improves the crust of the pizza dough. So for the easy pizza made in a bread making machine, I'm going to give you the recipe and also a few tips on why and how pizza dough is made inside of a bread maker. Now, first of all, a bread making machine contains this little bowl that has a little paddle. And you want to mix all the liquid ingredients first. So for this recipe in particular, you need 1 cup of warm water. It should be about 120 degrees. So you would pour that into your little bowl here. Next, you would combine 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Keeping it healthy here, we're using olive oil instead. Extra virgin. Then you would need 2 tablespoons of salt. And one of the tips to remember when making the pizza dough in a bread making machine is that you do not add the salt with the yeast. So that's why we put it first in the liquid. We don't want to combine the salt with the yeast because the salt tends to kill the yeast, because the yeast is actually a live thing. Now that we've added those ingredients, it's really simple. You're going to add your flour inside the bread machine, little by little. 3 cups of flour. And you want to add that slowly. You want to take a little spoon first and kind of get everything going. Because if you don't, sometimes the flour sits on top and it's very difficult for the little paddle to work. And I'm using bread flour in particular. And the very last step is adding our yeast. We're using 2 teaspoons of bread machine yeast. You can buy that at the grocery store. But you should use bread machine yeast. It's made just for this purpose. So we sprinkle that on top. We're going to place that in our bread machine. Make sure it clicks, that the bowl goes in properly. Then you would plug this in. There's actually a setting for pizza dough. You would press select, and then a little display comes on, and you press 9 for pizza dough, in particular for this bread machine. You might have a different bread machine, but for this one in particular. And then what happens is this will mix. First it will knead the dough, and then it mixes the dough for about an hour, and then it allows it to rise for about a half hour. So it takes about an hour and a half, but there's no mess. I don't have to get my hands dirty, and the dough comes out so good. And the great thing about this is that you can make several doughs ahead of time and freeze them, and then whenever you need to make a pizza, just take the pizza dough out the night before, keep it in a bowl, and it's ready to go. And I'll show you next how to take the pizza dough that you made from your bread machine and how to put it on a pizza pan and top it with pizza sauce and lots of fresh vegetables. So this is actually one that I pre-made earlier, and look how soft it is, how easy to handle. And what I'll do now is take this, put it on a stone pizza pan, and then next I'll show you exactly how to make a very easy pizza here on Eat Right by George. Welcome back to Eat Right by George, the healthy cooking show showing you healthy can be delicious. Today we're making a very easy pizza using the Breadmaker. And what I did is I put the ingredients all into the Breadmaker. It took about an hour and a half, but you can make so many of them ahead of time. As you can see here, I now took a pizza stone. I sprayed it with cooking spray, and I put a little bit of flour on the bottom. And now I'm just using my hands to roll out the pizza dough. I want to get it to the corners. So all you have to do is just take a little bit of time and work the dough, getting it all the way across. You can also use a rolling pin. That makes it easier, but a hand-tossed pizza seems to be a little bit better because the dough is a little bit more moist, not as dry. So if you use a rolling pin, it might roll it too thin, and the pizza dough could be a little bit more dry. So I'm kind of just using my hands and working the dough. And all you have to do is just sort of work the dough to get it to the corners. As you see I'm doing here. Don't overdo it because you don't want to tear the dough. But wherever you see where the dough is thicker, you want to press that and push it to the end. As you can see right here. And it's very good exercise too, using all your muscles. You also want to have your oven preheated to 425. It's very important. And now I got my pizza dough pretty much to the end. I want to take and start to pinch the edge of the dough to make the crust. Very important. The crust is a very important part of our pizza dough. And what you want to do is just take your fingers and just sort of work around. You want to elevate the dough so that you can put your pizza sauce inside. You want to work that around. Press it. And once you get it to the desired size, you're going to go to the next step, which is putting about 2 tablespoons of sauce, pizza sauce, into the middle. And always start from the center and work the sauce to the ends. To the end. You have to be real careful. Don't put too much pizza sauce because it can make the pizza soggy and it doesn't cook as well either. Working my sauce to the end. And the great thing about pizza, making a healthy pizza, is you're getting all your food groups. Getting your vegetable group in there, your grain group, your dairy from the cheese. We put just a tad more. You see that there's some of the sauce did not get to. Put a little more sauce there. But this is a pretty good amount. Now next is your mozzarella cheese. I'm using low-fat skim mozzarella. Using about 2 cups. And this is going to be healthier because we're not using pepperonis because they have a lot of grease in them. We're going to use vegetables instead. That's really where a lot of the grease and cholesterol are hidden, are in things like the pepperonis and meat. Not a meat lover's pizza. Now after I completed putting the mozzarella cheese on top of my pizza, I like to take a little garlic and herb combination and put a little bit of garlic and herb on my mozzarella cheese, about 2 teaspoons. And then now after I completed seasoning the pizza, I put a little mozzarella cheese, and I'm putting a little garlic and herb on top. This is like thyme and rosemary and oregano combination. So this is a nice alternative for your pizza. Most pizza places don't put herbs like this on top. Now next, I want to make this a garlic crust because you know garlic has a lot of health benefits. So I'm taking a pastry brush with olive oil. I'm taking and just brushing the olive oil all around the crust. It's going to give it a nice golden brown color too. All the way around. And of course, olive oil is a good, healthy oil in the Mediterranean diet. So in a way, this is sort of like a Mediterranean pizza as well. And I'm taking some garlic and herb, roasted garlic powder. I'm going to sprinkle that all around. For the crust, you can do so many different variations. You can also sprinkle sesame seeds on top of your crust. Next, I'm going to chop up some vegetables, put those on top of here, some red and yellow peppers. Now I'm going to pop this pizza in the oven for 20 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like right here on Eat Right by George. Now Now next is the fun part, topping the pizza. And sometimes it's hard finding healthy toppings for a pizza, but one of the most healthiest type of topping you can put on a pizza is a red pepper, because it is a good source of vitamin C and antioxidants. Look how beautiful this red pepper is. You know this would be healthy. So in order to cut a red pepper, you need to cut the top off. You see there's some seeds there. You don't want to eat the seeds. You want to take those out. And I'm going to cut this in half. And since our pizza's kind of small, I'm just going to use half of a red pepper. I'm going to slice these to julienne. And then into little chunks. This will go on our pizza. And then next I'm going to show you in a second how the pizza is going to look. Next I'm going to get my yellow pepper. And yellow pepper also has a lot of antioxidants. I want to cut the top off. And of course, this one has another pepper growing inside, which is interesting. I'm going to take those out. Take the seeds out. Once again, I'll just cut it in half. We need 9 to 13 fruits and vegetables in our diet every day, according to the American Cancer Society. And most people don't even get 3 a day sometimes. So pizza can be a healthy food. You just have to make it all right. Some pizzas can be even worse than eating a double cheeseburger with all the meat lovers toppings. Okay, once again, I'm going to top it. I'm going to show you in a second what it looks like. I also want to put a red onion. See, getting more vegetables into this pizza. And don't forget you have vegetable from the pizza sauce too. It's made from tomatoes and garlic and herbs. Cut this red onion. Gotta top that.